Hey, what's up everybody? It's TheHyphenate here, and today we're gonna do a camera battle between the Sony A7C and the Sony A7 III. Both of these cameras are very similar. They have the same battery, same resolution, both have internal image stabilization, the same video codecs, and pretty much identical image quality. Now, in list form, I'm gonna break down some of the biggest differences between these two cameras and explain which one has the advantage. So let's start off with autofocus. Both of them have incredible autofocus. However, the A7C has the latest tech, the latest generation of Sony autofocus, which includes eye autofocus in video, subject touch tracking, which is amazing for both video and photo, and you can even select which eye you want in focus. These things are not the case with the A7 III. Now, when it comes to HDMI output, the A7C has a clear advantage. The A7C does not black out when you connect the HDMI, and it does keep the face and eye autofocusing in both photo and video. Now, when it comes to the size and weight, the A7C is a lot more compact and a lot easier to carry around or put on a gimbal. However, when it comes to the design, I think the A7 III still has an advantage, though it is bigger. It has way more custom buttons, a focus point joystick, and 2 memory card slots, whereas the A7C only has 1 memory card slot. Both cameras have the exact same ports, though they're in different locations. Now, when it comes to the EVF, it's very different. The EVF on the A7C is a lot smaller and a lot more uncomfortable, to be honest. The A7 III is more at the top, but when it comes to the monitor, the screen on the back is definitely better on the A7C, as it's fully articulating and flips out, making it better for selfie cam, overhead or low angle shots, pretty much anything where the camera's not directly in front of your face. Now, another great thing with video on the A7C is that there is no record limit, so you can shoot indefinitely as long as your battery allows or your memory cards allow. The A7 III is limited to 30-minute recording, so as soon as it hits 30 minutes, it's gonna stop and you have to manually press the record button once again to start recording further. Now, the color science on the A7 III was pretty good, but the color science on the A7C has been drastically improved and it looks a lot more natural. Now, when it comes to the max shutter speed, the A7C is limited to 1/4000th of a second, like the APS-C cameras, whereas the A7 III can go to 1/8000th of a second. Now, if you're shooting photos in bright daylight with fast wide lenses like an f1.4, f1.8, then oftentimes 1/4000th of a second is still not gonna cut enough light and you will be clipping some of your highlights. Honestly, that's a big drag when you're doing portraits or event photography outdoors. However, with the A7C, you can switch to electronic shutter, and that does allow you to go to 1/8000th of a second. But when you're using electronic shutter, it doesn't allow you to use flashes. Now, though both cameras have internal image stabilization, the A7C has the new gyro data option where you can turn off your image stabilization, and when you're recording, there will be metadata that's recorded into your capture, and then you're able to use the Catalyst Browse software to do post stabilization that is drastically better than a simple warp stabilizer. It actually uses the metadata of every movement to try to even it out. Now, that's not something that I use often, but having that option is pretty great, especially if you're ever in a situation where you don't have a gimbal on hand. Now, when it comes to the price, the A7 III normally retails for about $2,000. Oftentimes it's on sale for $1,800, and on occasion you can find it for about $1,700. The A7C retails at $1,800, so price-wise, they're pretty much about the same normally. So now that we've done that breakdown, let me go over a few shooting scenarios and I'll break down what I think is the best camera for the job. If you're doing cinematic video, vlogging, streaming, or YouTube videos, then the A7C hands down. The improved autofocus, color science, and the fact that the HDMI output does not have any limitations makes it the clear choice. If you're doing portraits, pro photography work, or shooting outdoors or in bright environments, then the A7 III, hands down. Being able to crank up a faster shutter speed and having dual memory cards so you have a backup just in case a memory card fails is extremely important on big types of shooting. Now, if you do a lot of video and you shoot mostly with the gimbal, then I would recommend the A7C. If you're filming podcasts or long form interviews, then the A7C because of the no record limit. If you're doing street photography or looking for something more compact that you can easily carry around with you, then the A7C. Now, if there are any other shooting scenarios that you guys have in mind, feel free to drop them in the comments below and I'll recommend what I think is the best choice. So there you guys have it. That's the camera battle between the Sony A7C and the Sony A7 III. If you guys are interested in getting either of those cameras or any of the lenses that I recommend, I do have links in the description where you can purchase them from either B&H Photo or Amazon. It doesn't change the price that you get it at, but it does help this channel. Please make sure to drop a like on this video, drop a comment below if you have any questions, and please make sure to subscribe. I have a lot more videos coming soon. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.